and welcome back to the Golden Aura Wellness Space podcast. This is episode 7, Learning to Trust Yourself Again. My name is Faye, and my mission is to help you reconnect with your mind, body, and energy. I am so truly grateful that you're here today. So today I want to talk about something that many of us don't realize we've lost, and that's trust in ourselves. Not trust in other people, not trust in life, but trust in you. And somewhere along the way, many of us stopped listening to our inner wisdom. We started asking everyone else what we should do. We look for answers online, we ask our friends, we wait for someone else to tell us we're making the right decision. Little by little, we begin believing that everyone else knows us better than we know ourselves. But deep down, you already have a quiet wisdom inside you. Sometimes it's just buried beneath fear, self-doubt, or years of ignoring it. So, when did you stop trusting yourself? Think back for a moment. Was there a time when you knew exactly what you wanted? Maybe you had a feeling about a relationship, a job, or a friendship, or a decision, but someone convinced you otherwise. Or perhaps you ignored your intuition because you didn't want to disappoint someone. And maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't. Either way, every time we ignore ourselves, we weaken the relationship we have with our own inner voice. But the good news is that relationship can always be rebuilt. Self-trust is built through small promises. We often think confidence comes first, but confidence usually comes after we keep promises to ourselves. Maybe it's saying you'll go for a walk and then you go. Maybe it's drinking more water because you said you would. Maybe it's taking 10 quiet minutes for yourself every morning. And these small actions send a powerful message to your mind. And that message, I can count on myself. Every promise you keep becomes another brick in the foundation of self-trust. So there's nothing wrong with asking for advice. We all need support, but we need to stop looking outside for every answer. Advice should help you hear your own voice, not replace it. The next time you're faced with a decision, try this. Before asking anyone else, pause. Take a deep breath in and ask yourself, if fear wasn't making this decision, what would my heart choose? And simply listen. Like the previous episode, you can put a hand on your heart, hand on your stomach. You don't have to rush. Sometimes the best answers arrive in stillness. So mistakes don't mean you can't trust yourself. Many people stop trusting themselves when they make a mistake. But mistakes don't prove you're incapable. They prove you're human. Every person you admire has made decisions they wish they could change. What matters isn't perfection, it's learning. What did we say? It's either a blessing or a lesson. What lesson is there to be learned from this? Growth comes from experience, not from never getting it wrong. If everything you did was perfect, how would you learn? Your body often knows before your mind. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately you were uncomfortable? Or you met someone who instantly made you feel calm or at peace? Our bodies are constantly gathering information. Sometimes we notice tension before we understand why. Sometimes excitement shows up before logic catches up. Learning to trust yourself also means paying attention to those subtle signs, not assuming they're always right, but becoming curious about them. So this week, I want you to make one decision without asking for anyone else's opinion. It doesn't have to be life-changing. Maybe it's choosing how you spend the weekend. Maybe it's trying something new. Maybe it's saying no to something that doesn't feel right. I want you to afterwards notice how you feel. Not whether the outcome was perfect. Sometimes you're going to say no to something and you're really going to irritate someone. And that's fine. If the no was coming from your heart, you showed up for yourself. You honored your own voice. You don't have to have all the answers today. You don't need to be fearless before taking the next step. You simply need to begin believing that your inner wisdom deserves to be heard. The more you listen to yourself with kindness, the stronger that voice becomes. And one day, you'll realize you no longer need permission to become the person you were always meant to be. But there's something else I've come to understand. Trusting yourself isn't about becoming certain. It's about becoming willing. Willing to take the next step even when you don't know the answer. Willing to learn if things don't go as planned. Willing to believe that whatever happens, you will find your way through it. You are capable. For so much of my life, I thought confidence meant never doubting yourself. Now I see confidence completely differently. Confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's choosing to move forward even when doubt is sitting quietly beside you. You don't have to eliminate fear before you begin. You simply have to stop allowing fear to make every decision for you. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't wait until they're certain they won't fall. They stand up, they wobble, they fall, they laugh, they try again. And no one tells that child they're a failure because they fall. In fact, we celebrate every attempt at growth. Somewhere along the way, we stopped giving ourselves that same grace. We expect ourselves to know everything, to never make a mistake, to always make the perfect choice. But that's not how growth works. Growth is messy. Healing is messy. Learning is messy. Sometimes life is so messy. And that's okay. Life is worth it. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is permission to be a beginner again. Think about it. Everybody starts somewhere and eventually becomes a pro, right? Give yourself permission to try something new, permission to change your mind, permission to outgrow the person you used to be. Sometimes we stay in situations that no longer fit us simply because they're familiar. We stay in routines we've outgrown. We continue believing old stories because they've been with us for years. But familiarity doesn't always mean it's where you're meant to stay. So ask yourself today, what part of me is asking to grow? Maybe it's your confidence, your creativity, your voice, your willingness to finally believe in yourself. Whatever it is, don't ignore it. These quiet nudges deserve our attention. And the more you honor them, the stronger they become. And remember this, you don't have to prove your worth to earn your own trust. You simply have to show up for yourself again and again, day after day after day. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness. Celebrate your progress. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate your losses. And even when it feels small, celebrate yourself, because every small act of self-trust becomes part of the foundation you're building. And one day, you'll look back and realize that it wasn't one big decision that changed your life. It was hundreds of tiny moments where you chose to believe in yourself just a little bit more than you did the day before. And those tiny choices quietly become the person you are today. So as you leave this episode, I want you to carry one thought with you. You already have everything you need to take the next step. And it's not your final step, it's just your next step. Trust yourself enough to take it. Then trust yourself enough to take the one after that. So I'm going to leave you here to absorb that. And as always, breathe deep, feel your feelings, and be your own best friend. Until next time.